What is good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Three in the Key. I'm Jay, your host, and I don't know what Damian Lillard has to prove by being in the three-point contest, but I wouldn't do it if I was him.
All right, what's the point?
Bro, he might win that joint. I'm telling you.
We'll see.
G, go ahead, G.
Oh, I thought you said you were going next.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. What's going on, everyone? My name is Grant, and man, the Lakers are truly assembling the greatest white squad ever. Acquiring Luke Kennard. I was watching Maxi Kleber play, and he was hooping.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Luka, Maxi, Connect, Austin Reeves. They actually have a six rotation. They have 6-man rotation.
Arabia.
7-man rotation. That's half a squad.
Yeah, they're trying at this point. They can't convince me. Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Kaim, and I'm the host that knew the Patriots were fraudulent, bruh. Easiest schedule ever, bruh. Come on, man. They cakewalked in there. Could barely beat Stidham. Could barely beat CJ Stroud, who turned into gosh darn a pumpkin. They squeaked in there, bruh. Justice. I never thought I'd be saying this, but justice for the Broncos, bruh. It should have been Bo Nix and the Broncos.
I keep saying, bro, any team that loses to the Raiders is not a good team.
And
that's what they did.
Shout out to Bad Bunny. But today,
shout out Bad Bunny.
We got a special edition talking about the trade deadline and some of the moves made during the season. And I personally think it was kind of interesting. I don't know. It seemed underwhelming at first, and then like a whole bunch of stuff started happening at once.
Yeah.
So maybe it's because there was no Woj bombs and people were calling Shams a fraud. Maybe that's why. But what do you guys think is the what is the most surprising or biggest move for you, Grant?
Surprising or biggest move? I'll be honest. My big move was that Clippers trade. It was the Clippers trade. It was the Harden trade. I think it was just actually it was both Clippers trades. It was the Harden trade and then the Zubac trade. Because once you trade Zubac, that means it's done. We're restarting. Because that was a very great, solid center. I think that's the biggest trade I saw because, I mean, the Clippers were on the up and up. I thought that team – I thought the team was a championship team. It didn't look like it, but they were getting to that point where it's like, okay, you've won 19 out of your last 23. So you're having the best stretch in the NBA for almost a month and a half. It's like, okay, are you a championship team? And now that y'all have blown it up, it's like, okay, I will say primed for the future. Got picks, have a young team. If the Pacers stink up this year, they'll get a top 5 pick. So, big trade there. I really surprised, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, bro. That Harden trade was. It's just an insane situation to ask for a trade when y'all are doing so well. And like for the team to do it, man. Like one thing I've realized, man, something must be going on behind the scenes. I'm happy for the players because it's got a plantation mentality sometimes. But I will admit, if I was these GMs and these owners and these players start asking for trades, I'd probably be saying no a lot. Like, yo, I demand a trade. Like, what? You can't demand a trade. That's not how it works, bro. That's why we signed the contract. You got to show up every single day. Now, you could take the Jimmy Butler method, but a lot of real superstars, no disrespect to Jimmy Butler, they're not trying to do that to their reputation, man. Like, if you actually are really like that, the Giannis's, the Jokic, Lukas, like SGAs, you don't want to start quitting on your team like Harden, bro. I mean, Harden was one thing I respect about Harden that I have to respect all the way. He's willing to tank his reputation to get what he wants. And to me, that indicates he really wants it. And so I do feel the opposite of you, Grant, in one way. I feel like Cleveland now has a better chance to win a championship than the Clippers would have this season. The Clippers had a good stretch, but I mean, imagine like having a 25-game amazing stretch and you're still like the 9 seed, bro. Like they had a huge hole to climb out of. They probably were gonna have to see OKC or the Spurs in round 1. It would have been a very, very, very tough road. But I mean, I was more surprised. I'm glad you brought up the second trade because I was more surprised by how much the Clippers are able to get for Zubac. I was mad about the trade too, bro. You texted. I'm like, dang, these boys are just tanking after they won, and they don't even have their pick this year. So I'm trying to figure out why they're tanking. But I looked at what they got for Zubac, and I was like, dang, they got like 2 firsts and 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do for a starter, for a non-All Star, but high level starter, basically the highest level starter you can get without being an All Star?
Yeah,
I kind of understand it. So it's a bet. It's a bet for that Darius Garland is going to turn back into himself.
mm-hmm.
And you know, I guess I think that's a reasonable bet since James Harden's 36 years old.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, Harden did it for the bread, which he's one of the only athletes who outwardly say, "Yo, I'm doing this for the bread.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
doing it
real.
for the money." He's like,
Yeah.
I was reading more about it, and he's like, "Yo, I like the Clippers organization, best organization." He's like, "I wanted 2 years, 80 something. They weren't going to give that to me because I was 36." And I'm like, "Yeah, bro,
Dang.
we weren't. we weren't going to give that to
Dang.
you." He's hoping to fleece the Cavs out of 2 years, 86, and then not perform in the playoffs. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe they'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yes.
that not performing the playoffs.
I was gonna say, bro,
What
like
would you say, Jay?
I don't think he's gonna fleece the Caps. Like maybe if they hit, maybe, but I doubt it, bro. And like Grant, you said maybe they have a better chance. I don't know.
The
I don't know if
Cavs.
they do, bro. Because like when I think about it, I don't know how. Maybe Harden's gonna change his play style, but like with how ball dominant he is and how ball dominant Donovan Mitchell is, because he can't rely on his teammates.
Yeah.
I just don't. Well, I want to see how it's gonna look first, so I'm gonna start watching them more closely. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know if it makes their chances significantly better. I think that they got somebody that wants to be there for the money instead of Darius Garland, who didn't want to be there anymore because he was like, "Well, I think I'm better than this, and I deserve the ball more." You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's fair. So now he goes to the Clippers and can do whatever he wants. I guess
Mm-hmm.
they're blowing it up.
In theory, the fit makes sense. Harden gets to the hoop and he throws the lob. He has Jared Allen and Evan Mobley to throw the lob too. Donovan Mitchell will
Yeah.
probably turn into more of a off-ball player and a corner sitter. But I think that's not bad for Donovan Mitchell. I think what I'm worried about is the defense. I don't know who's better defensively, Garland or Harden, but they're both not that good. So hopefully the
Yeah,
defense
bro.
is better.
I mean, I think they're basically saying, bruh, the Cavs, it's a huge risk, but they're basically saying, bruh, Harden and DG are terrible on defense. So we're gonna swap them out. Because DG can't stay healthy. And James Harden, honestly, this year, after the trade, I looked more closely. In terms of the stats, he's been hooping. He's been hooping. He's gonna give you 23 points, like 8 rebounds, 7 assists, or vice versa. So I mean, like, they decided to go all in. And why I think it's worth it is because they're in the East where they probably, I don't know if I do agree with this. They're probably looking at the top of the East and looking at Detroit like, we don't respect that.
Mhm.
We actually genuinely believe that if we run up against Detroit, like in the West, number 1 is OKC. Number 2 is the Spurs. People might say the Spurs are young, but number 3 is Denver. Like you look in the East, you're like, New York, Detroit. You really feel like if you get hot at the right time, you have a chance. So they pushed in their chips, and honestly, I think the chance they make it to the finals this year and next year are reasonably high. But if they don't, they set their franchise back
Mhm.
because they traded a player that was 26 for a player that's 36.
Bro, they said 2 years. They said in 2 years, if we're not in the finals or winning a championship, it's cooked.
I gotta be honest with you. I think it's now. I think it's this year. I think next year, Harden's gonna be like, "Dang, I got the bread, but I don't really want to play this basketball anymore." But you know how like you could tell like KD really loves basketball. Harden only the last time Harden gave that was when he was in
Yeah.
Houston.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't know if the Cavs are that. I don't think they're gonna be that good. I mean, New York, Detroit. I'm still looking at Boston. So I feel like those are the top 3 teams coming out the East, and
Yeah.
right, they will not even compete with the team coming out of the West.
Yeah.
It won't even be a competition. Hey, but the Clippers did get Ben Mathurin. That's a good pickup, I think.
Yeah, that's good.
The Clippers got Ben. I was surprised the Pacers traded Ben Mathurin.
You're right. Got a lot for Zubac. Way more for Zubac than I thought they would get.
Well, that leads me to my next point. The Bulls got nothing. The Bulls, bro, I've been waiting to hate on the Bulls. I've been waiting patiently. I can't hold it. They got so much for Zubac. The Bulls traded like all their starters. They got second round picks and average players back. You can't get one first. Is the front office even trying? I refuse to believe nobody, like, it's almost as if somebody was like, do you guys want a first? Nah, we're good. Like, come on.
Hey, bro, they got Rob Dillingham.
I think that was the best player they got, the best asset they got. Like, it's ridiculous.
And Colin Sexton.
Yeah, I mean, bro, they're tanking. They're trying to tank.
No. Listen. They've never committed fully to the tank. They haven't fully committed to the tank since Michael Jordan left. I feel like besides that, it's been a lot of back and forth. Maybe playing. It's that 10 to 8 seed range every single year, except this year they actually might get knocked out because the Hornets got hot, and now they have a whole new team. So yeah, they probably won't make it this year.
Yeah,
but before that, they were about to be in the play. They're probably the only team that actually I'm lying because I think the Heat have also always been in the play-in. Those two teams are always in the play-in every single year.
And Atlanta, bro. No, every year it's Chicago, Miami, and Atlanta every single year in the play-in.
The East is rooted in mediocrity, bro. The Bulls are rooted in mediocrity, and it's just a sad day in history that the Charlotte Hornets are celebrating a 10 seed play-in, a 9 seed play-in. Like, this is
nah, bro. You gotta respect Charlotte, bro. They won 9 in a row. Charlotte is poverty. Bro. Charlotte is a poverty franchise. Winning 9 in a row is crazy.
It actually might be a franchise record.
That's so sad, bro. 9 in a row, and they're still a play-in squad, and they're still in the play-in.
Actually, they just got in the play with those 9. They're like they're the 9th seed with those 9 wins.
Right. The East is rooted in mediocrity. There's a clear hierarchy in the East, which is not seen in the West. But no, the Bulls stink, and they only got second round picks, and they will be a poverty franchise for the foreseeable future, probably the next 10 to 15 years.
They got 4 of them joints.
Bro, I'm looking at their trades right now. They have 3 second round picks from Koby White, and then 4 second round picks from Ayo. They have 7 second round picks.
Bro, I refuse to believe that their ownership is actually good at business. Because if you did stocks like this,
bro, they're probably terrible.
People will call you a failure. Their mentality, they sell low and buy low. Like I've never seen anything like that's not what you're supposed to do. Like you're supposed to sell them at their peak. They waited until everybody was like, "Whoa, these guys aren't that good," and then they sold them for nothing. Like Vucevic, he's on a contender now. Yeah. They gave them a perfect piece for nothing.
Bro, what I don't understand, I understand actually tanking, bro. I understand them being like, I'm tired of being in the play-in. Let's finally get bad so we can get some top picks. What I don't understand, to y'all's point, is they have real talent. Koby White is talented. Vucevic is talented. Like, to trade these players and not even get like a young guy that has a lot of potential, not get a first round pick, I don't really understand. I feel like you could have got a first round pick from somebody for Vucevic, or definitely for Koby White, because Koby White's younger.
I'm telling you, they weren't trying, man. They weren't trying. It's like when you play in 2K and you got the proposed trade on easy mode and they just accept whatever.
Yeah. You gotta get trade finder after you put it on easy.
Yeah. Well, he's a great young player, like not all-star, but kind of in that hovering in that.
Yeah,
he would be.
He's a fringe all-star.
Yeah, and that's a first-round pick. A fringe all-star is a first-round pick.
It's outrage.
He's a fringe all-star. Like, let me think who I would compare to Koby White. I was gonna dare and say Austin Reeves, but I actually think Austin Reeves put himself in a different category this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can give it. Hey, Colin Sexton. I guess they got what they got.
I don't know. I think
And
he's better than Colin Sexton.
You think he's better than Colin Sexton?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're relative.
He was probably one step below those Jamal Murray seasons where he wasn't an all-star, but he was still Jamal Murray. Like,
Okay, that's fair.
I don't even consider him that, though. But Kobe White's a great player, I think.
And now they don't have him.
Yep.
I mean, Colin Sexton, he'll bring some intensity to the squad. I mean,
that's all he'll bring. Bro didn't say scoring, didn't say rebound.
Yeah. Bro didn't give a real talent and said he's going to bring that intensity.
Bro didn't even say defense.
Bad. Sometimes this guy's trying defense, rebounding, energy guy.
He brings intangibles. Okay.
Kaim, I meant to say to you, what was your big trade? We talked about Grant's. We talked about mine was just hating on the Bulls.
Yeah.
On the table?
Man, this was hard. Oh, because I'm not gonna. I'll just tell y'all my thought process. I assumed that one of y'all was gonna say Harden, and I assumed that one of y'all was gonna say AD, but they didn't. So now I'm kind of stuck because I was stuck. But I'll figure it out both. My interesting trades were the trades where horrible teams finally like pushed in the chips to try to get good. And that was, they had one in the West, one in the East. In the West, it was Triple J going to Utah. And in the East, it was AD going to the Wizards. So I'll talk about Utah because that one surprised me so much. At least the Wizards signaled it a little bit by getting Trae Young a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But Utah deciding all of a sudden, like, yo, like we're talking about how much the Bulls didn't get. I said, bro, whatever it takes to get JJJ, we're doing it now. Like, we will be pouncing on this man right now. And this, I think it's very interesting. I think it's very interesting what they got. 3 first-round picks. 3 first-round picks for JJJ. And I respect JJJ. But
the Bulls could get one.
Yeah, I respect JJJ, bro. But 3 first-round picks and players seems like a lot.
Seems like a lot. Superstar.
Yeah, you're treating him like a superstar. And to be real, I hope it works out. Bro, because I'm clout chasing behind Isaiah Collier because I saw him play when he was in high school. So now I'm like, yeah, that's my man, bro. He just had 20 assists the other day. I'm like, yeah, bro. I knew that man's back when he was young. Yo, so I hope it works out. But I just I wonder what the research was, what the analytics were that made them really say, yo, this is it. Like Georges Niang, Kyle Anderson, slow-mo, 3 first-round picks. We're out of here. JJJ is the guy that's going to complete this. I wonder, I'll say next year. I'll give him a pass for the rest of this year. But next year, if that's enough to really contend in the West, because it's tough in the West. It's very, very tough in the West. So they got to hope Ace Bailey hits, that Keontae George keeps getting better. And then I guess Markkanen and JJJ. And I mean, they have a good starting lineup.
Mm-hmm. I think it makes sense for the Jazz because, I mean, they've had top draft picks for a while now, like 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, dang, how many more top draft picks can we do to really pull this together? So I think JJJ it makes sense. And I think for their trajectory, like, honestly, Markkanen is all-star.
Yeah.
Again, you say Keontae George keeps getting better. They do need Ace Bailey to play some defense. But I think if he became a great 3-and-D player and slasher to the rim, I mean, Isaiah Collier is a good point guard. So I do think they did need the defense from JJJ. And just doing a little bit of research, they said that the Grizzlies made JJJ do everything. He was the offensive anchor and the defensive anchor when Ja Morant was out.
And he was still playing
rebound. Yeah. Defense. Yeah, and he couldn't rebound the ball, which made no sense at 6'9".
Yeah.
He can focus primarily on defense, get his open shots that Markkanen creates, and then focus on rebounding the basketball, please. I think it's a good fit, but I'm sure you guys saw they had that suspicious thing where they were tanking, when they were up on the Orlando Magic by 20, and then they sat JJJ Marketing for the whole fourth quarter.
Like, whoa, y'all boys doing a little too well.
Yeah.
Yeah, these boys know how to tank.
We're gonna teach y'all something.
Tanking masterclass.
They're professional tankers, but they can't do that. Like, they got to find a way to hold them out with ticky-tack injuries or something, bro. You can't. Yeah, you can't do that. The league, at this point, the league's about to have to step in, bro. The league's about to have to step in. But, I mean, look. Jaren Jackson went out there and scored 22, bro. You know what I mean? He scored 22 points, 9 for 17. They didn't even play him in the fourth quarter. They might have got a dog. Bro. Because Walker Kessler's hurt, so you gotta it's gonna be next year. It's like they're adding Walker Kessler as well, so they're gonna have a beast defensive lineup. On offense, Jaren Jackson can shoot the three enough to kind of play the floor and not clog it up. I mean, because if you're playing, all right, let's say you're playing Isaiah Collier, Keontae George, Markkanen, Jaren Jackson, and Walker Kessler. I mean, who are you leaving open? You know what I mean? Like that's a solid lineup. It just, I hope they can grow enough to I hope they're interesting. Basically, I hope they didn't go all in for just to be a 7 seed.
Yeah.
Because, bruh, I mean, obviously, y'all know, the Lakers are 31-18, and they're a 6 seed that really doesn't have a big chance of contending. So it's like, for 3 first-round picks, I would hope they ascend a little bit higher than that, and I'm very skeptical.
The West is just so tough, man. The West is just so tough.
The West is crazy.
12 games above 500 and 13 games above 500?
I know.
A 6 seed?
Yeah. Bro, it's because the Timberwolves, people think the Timberwolves are good. I mean, I do. They're 32-22, and it's like they're fighting to stay out the play-in. They're half a game out of the play-in. It's crazy, bro. OKC, OKC is still way up there. They be beating everybody, healthy or not.
They still made a move.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the Jared McCain joint, bro. We can't keep letting them get away with this. Especially, bro, that's the other thing I forgot to mention earlier about the Clippers. Bro, why are you tanking when you don't have your pick?
Yeah.
Why not, bro? Why not tank in the summer? You could do great things for this year, and then in the summer you could still trade them to the Cavs. You could still get off Zubac if you really want to. You could probably get off Kawhi a little bit easier. But right now, when you don't have your pick,
I think it was the sell high, bro. They're selling Zubac and Harden high.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the highest Harden and Zubac are gonna be around, and they sold high.
They're like, dang, bro, we're hooping right now. Woo!
Yeah,
y'all boys gotta go.
It was the hype.
Maybe that was the reason they won all those games. They're like, yo, if y'all want to leave, y'all gonna have to start hooping for a bit.
Yeah,
that was.
They might have told him that, bro. They might have told James Harden that.
Yeah, they
said, "I want to trade." He said, "I could try, but you gotta meet me halfway. Make somebody want you.
Kaim, did you want to talk about the AD trade,
bruh? The AD trade is very similar to the it's very similar to the Jazz trade, but with one huge difference, and that difference is they're in the East. They are in the East, which means, and this is a bigger if than I wish it was. I don't be on social media making fun of the man, but this is a huge if. If AD can stay healthy for one season next year, one singular season, then Trae Young plus AD plus the young guys, and they're going to keep taking this year too, probably to keep their pick. Bro, in the East, they seem like they could hit the Eastern Conference Finals pretty easily with Trae Young and AD. I mean, Trae Young went to the conference finals with a team that didn't have anybody as talented as AD in Atlanta. Now, they were kind of built around him, which I do think, as we're seeing with Luka, when you have those defensive liability point guards, you do have to build the right team around them. But, I mean, AD is a good start. AD and Alex Sarr is a good start to build a defense behind Trae Young that can help him out. And, I mean, I still believe in AD, bro. I still believe in AD. It's just a matter of staying on the court, almost like how Embiid looks right now. Embiid's starting to look like a star. So I think if AD can heal up, it is the same thing as the Cavs, though. The Cavs and the Wizards did something very similar, which for the Cavs, it makes sense. For the Wizards, it's a little bit surprising that they pushed this early, but they got about 2 years. 2 years to make something happen. If it doesn't happen by then, I mean, AD is 32, but he's like an old 32, so it'll probably it'll be bad quick. But I respect it, and more than anything else, I'm just excited to watch. Like Trae Young and AD, I'm excited to watch, bro, because I had to look myself in the mirror and realize, obviously, I'm in Atlanta. If AD had came to Atlanta and we didn't trade Trae Young, I would have been very intrigued. So it happened in Washington. As a hoops fan, I'm just very intrigued.
Mm-hmm. They finally did something.
Yeah.
Usually the Wizards don't really do too much. They just are bad and just keep drafting, and they're going to keep drafting. But they went out there and got Trae Young, and then they got AD. I am intrigued.
Yeah.
Hey, man. DC is about to have the most fun franchise for the next 2 years. It'll be 2 fun years in DC because they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah. They should make the playoffs.
They'll be competitive throughout the season. They'll make the playoffs. Bro, DC's gonna have a fun time. But after those 2 years, bro, back
it's
where
gonna
they
be tough.
In poverty.
Back where they belong.
I mean, bro, y'all saw D'Lo said, bro, F that, I'm not coming. Bro, D'Lo said, I'm not pulling up to the Warriors.
Wait, I didn't see that.
Yeah, bro. He said that, and the GM had to come out and be like, yeah, we'll try to find what's best for him. But, I mean, the trade deadline's passed, so.
But why? Does he have beef with
Trae Young? I'm like, why? You got AD.
Maybe him and AD have beef.
You got AD. I will say,
bro.
From the Wizards side, I think is interesting. From Dallas's side, you know, they got 2 first-round picks, but the issue is, they got 2 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and you know, Chris Middleton, Tyus Jones, Bagley. They got AJ Johnson. They got reasonable return, but the one of the first-round picks they got is OKC's pick. So they got OKC's pick, and that's going to be like pick 30.
At least it's a first round.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they still got a first round pick.
And then they got a 2030 from Golden State first round pick that might be tough. Like
that could be something.
Yeah, right after Steph or the downturn of Steph, that could be a good pick. But I mean, it's really just this franchise was in the finals 2 years ago. And now if they had got the number 3 pick instead of the number 1 pick in the lottery, they would basically be poverty now. Like I don't. I really do think there needs to be a case study since 2020. With 2020, that was the bubble year. That was the Lakers. 2021, it was the Bucks. The Suns did it. Oh, that same year against the Bucks. Now the Mavericks have done it. There's been an epidemic in the 2020s of teams making it to the finals and then blowing up their team. I don't understand why teams have been doing that so much.
I mean, I think I get it. I think the win now mentality has changed a bit. I think once you get to the finals and you see how your team plays in the finals, you know whether like it was a fluke or not. And so I'm not saying some of those teams are like fluky, but looking back, some of the things going on during the season may have contributed to them being a little bit better than they should have been. Like we look at that Mavs team, and Luka and Kyrie were just going crazy, and they were
in the playoffs.
And they were doing everything. But like the Suns, they also weren't like the best built team.
They weren't
like that. I don't remember exactly what was happening in the West that year, but I'm sure injuries played a role. And they got smacked by the Bucks.
I agree with you, Kaim. I feel like Cooper Flagg has kept the Mavs in the middle class. Them boys would be impoverished. Them boys would be impoverished if it wasn't for him. I think the idea to build around Cooper Flagg makes sense because, let's be honest, Cooper Flagg's been hooping. I'm scared because it doesn't. I'm not gonna say it's empty stats, but he's been putting up 40 points and losing sometimes. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, they're a well-run franchise and they make good moves. And this draft class is going to be great. This is going to be. They say that this draft class coming up to be one of the greatest ever. Might be the greatest ever because the top 6 or 7 picks might be franchise changing. So we'll see. We'll see. It'll be a very interesting summer. We'll see what happens with all these picks that these teams get.
It'll be a very interesting summer.
Can't wait to see it. I guess we'll wrap up here. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. You know, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and your podcast. Shout out to 3 of the Key. Again, shout out to Bad Bunny. Headline. Shams might be a fraud. I miss Woj. Peace.
Fraud Shams.